So let's have a no BS talk about Plunderstorm that everyone right now is basically praising to farm for clicks, because there is nothing else to talk about in World of Warcraft right now. So everyone is like, yay, Plunderstorm is great, yay, Plunderstorm is great. If you're like me, if you're someone, 30, 40 plus year old person who likes to play World of Warcraft for what World of Warcraft used to be, I don't think that it's worth your while. Personally, I think that it is more for kids who are really people who like, in their mom's basements or whatever, and they like things like Fortnite and all that kind of stuff. This wonderful specimen, Godzilla 117, who right now my camera is following, has killed me, has killed a lot of other people, and probably had a lot of fun in the process. Am I judging Godzilla 117? Yes, I am judging Godzilla 117, but clearly he is one of those 12-year-olds who are enjoying this kind of gameplay, so more power to him. Anyway, let's keep talking about this. My friends, if you are more of a traditionally inclined, mature player who joined World of Warcraft for what the game is intended to be, and that is primarily development of your character, development of your alts, acquisition of loot, or even some cosmetics, some other things that World of Warcraft has been always famous for, and if you're also a bit bored of the lack of the content right now, lack of even proper communication as to when exactly the beta for next expansion starts and any other life cycle of the patches, they haven't even told us exactly when Season 4 is starting. So it's scarce, really scarce on the news right now. But if you're one of those people similar to me who is not super happy about this state of the game, I can tell you that Plunderstorm is not going to satisfy suddenly and scratch your itch. Because did I think that it will satisfy me and scratch my itch? In all honesty, I didn't, because I'm old enough and hopefully smart enough to understand that it's a very different genre that they decided to bring in as a distraction from the crowd. Problem is, what crowd? This is not even us, people who are kind of mainstream, traditionally inclined, as I refer to us, players of World of Warcraft, the ones who used to comprise the community, who used to be the lifeblood of this community, right? This, I don't know who this is for. Does that have a right to exist? Those kind of games, absolutely, they have the right to exist, but they are not mainstream World of Warcraft, what World of Warcraft is supposed to be, you know what I mean? And from that perspective, if you're anything like me, I really don't think that it's worth your while. I just don't. This is for some ridiculously bored people, yeah, and for some of those PvPers, okay? And yes, there are clearly a lot of you, because you certainly can get a match instantly. It means that a lot of people are queuing, a lot of people are still subscribed to World of Warcraft and keep paying them a lot of money, presumably, combined with all the, all the subscriptions that are rolling in. Ultimately, World of Warcraft is a loot-based game, and I don't think Plunderstorm, even though it gives you a little bit of opportunity to collect some cosmetic loot and those kind of things, I don't think it sort of tickles the fancy of those more traditionally inclined World of Warcraft players such as myself, who want to take something that makes their core main characters of the game feel better. Do you know what I mean? If you are into a little fun activity, which arguably is fun for some people, okay, that's fine, I'm gonna go with that. But if you're into those kind of very short-term, mindless type of games, I really think that maybe you are not really a typical World of Warcraft crowd. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't judge in this case, and it's not to stop you from having fun, but essentially anything that doesn't have longevity in the core game, other than cosmetics, obviously, I don't think that that's mainstream content of World of Warcraft. And I invite your comments here and invite your opinions on this, because obviously there is no right and wrong, there is only perception. So some of us perceive things differently to others, which is fair enough. Yep, totally fair enough. As far as the loot acquisition is concerned and everything else, you may have joined this out of curiosity like I did, and or you may have joined to obtain some of that cosmetic loot and take it forward. Well, I can tell you, my friends, that after not having spent that much time maybe, but a little bit of time here, it is not like you get these cosmetics regularly enough to keep going. You know what I mean? Like, I actually don't think that it gives you enough satisfaction and fast enough to sort of to keep playing just because, like, oh yeah, there is awesome loot and there is awesome cosmetics just around the corner, so let me keep playing just for that particular satisfaction. I humbly believe that it's not gonna be something that you would keep playing for. You may have fun for 5 minutes if you're lucky, but beyond that, people like Godzilla 117 are going to be killing you repeatedly. It's again back to that South Park representation of World of Warcraft. It's something that people made fun of very deservingly, and it's something that not many of us have bought into. It is grotesque for a reason. Well, now this grotesque is mainstream in the game. They are now putting it as the main feature of the game. This reminds me of the times of selfie camera and patch 6.1, if you've been playing the game as long as I have, in Warlords of Draenor, when it was a massive lull of the content and they pretended that that was the major patch because they had nothing better to put out. The only good and saving grace for this particular patch is that, and this feature, Plunderstorm, is that, look, it is a little fun, it's thematic, it's better certainly than a selfie camera patch, and it's not pretending to be a major patch either. So that is a very, very big saving grace of this particular patch, in my humble opinion. But at the same time, don't forget, this is not for you. Like, chances are it's not for you, because if you're Godzilla117 listening to this thing, good on you, my sociopathic child friend, and, you know, I hope your mom's basement is really, really comfortable to accommodate all your pleasures of playing World of Warcraft the way you would play your favorite game, Fortnite. But for us, for, again, who I represent, and I want to believe that there are still a lot of people who are like me in World of Warcraft, who are sitting here bored with unsubscribed or subscribed if you're too lazy to unsubscribe, but I don't think you should remain subscribed because the only thing that they care about is your money. So if you stay subscribed, there is a zero intent for them to be forward thinking, to kind of give us exactly what we need, to give us exactly what we signed up for when we joined World of Warcraft in the first place, when we invested years and years into this game over time. I do understand that it's sort of inviting and inclusive for anyone, not just for hardcore PvPers, but at the same time, if you think about it, it ultimately is you are chasing people down and you're killing them and you're supposed to be having fun from it. So that automatically makes you more into a PvPer type of entity, don't you think? Like, because for me, if I'm not a PvPer, I am struggling to have fun in this. I get killed all the time. I don't particularly have a lot of fun chasing people down and killing them. So consider that. Like, I'm not a sensitive flower or anything like that, but just I'm calling it for what it is. And I will wish you best of luck. But at the same time, I certainly am not going to stay subscribed and keep playing Plunderstorm. That's my conclusion on this. Thank you for tuning in. I'll talk to you next time. Hopefully, very much about something World of Warcraft related. But if not, then it's going to be Path of Exile. Goodbye for now.